Hello, this is Twanda House, and I am presenting to you all on behalf of my team, Raven Ward, Latricia Robinson, and Tia Matthew Dro. We are presenting our team update for the UCA LibGuides, or the Library Project. Again, our project sponsor is Jessica Reed Muller, and our project champion is Dean Covington. And our project scope, as a reminder, is to reconstruct the Torreson Library's website to make it more user-friendly and easier for students to navigate through the library's resources that they have for them. So far, our task completed. We were able to log into, gain access into the LibGuides. So again, that we could get a first-person view of how the website flows. We met to present possible ideas and home pages, and also we developed a few samples for the LibGuides as well. We spoke with Jessica initially, and we were able to receive very good direction from her regarding what her vision was for the students. Our upcoming task on October the 15th, we plan to get in touch with UCA, the website development department, for some ideas on how we can implement the new and the updated website so that we can get it launched out to the student body and able to use for our launch date on the 6th of November. On the 17th, we also plan to meet with Jessica just to, again, show the updates and review with her some of her ideas and some of her guidance that she's given us that we were able to implement into the samples. For one, she just wanted to make sure that we really were able to, for the students to find everything that they need. She asked the questions, how are we going to support the new layout in terms of what resources are available to the students should they need help. Again, the whole purpose of us redoing this is to make it more user-friendly without much assistance. Some of our milestones that we have updated, again, we were able to log into it and we were able to see for ourselves. We attempted a drive-by on 10/3. However, Jessica was not available, so we plan to try it again so that we can go on ahead and just give her a brief update of where we are. Again, 10/12 project report 1 is due, and then you guys can read the rest. That we plan to pilot and test we plan to test our new design on 10/22 and pilot the new design once Jessica has written off on it and she has approved. We plan to pilot it among a focus group on November the 1st. So again, as you can see, our major issues right now has been that we were unable to complete our drive-by because our sponsor was not available. Where we need help, we do need feedback from the current users, those that do use the library guides right now. We need to get more information from those users as far as what would help them be able to move through that site. How would the site be more beneficial for them, and how would they be able to navigate through it without so many issues? Again, I know that the word that Jessica had given us was that students don't use the UCA guides or the LibGuides because of the difficulty that it is, as far as them having to go through so many links and so many, not necessarily unnecessary information, but information that's not pertinent to what they're looking for before being able to get the answers that they need. And again, we do need help from the website development department in order to implement changes to the website. Here we have just a brief look at our Gantt chart and some of our tasks concerning our library chart. This is part 1. Part 2 is on the next slide. And again, I'm just not going to go through all of them. However, I will just kind of read what our main tasks are. Again, just in initiating, we were determining how to begin the project. I think that was kind of the one of the difficult things for us, was how do you begin this project? And of course, it was just to start with where the vision came from, which was our sponsor. So once we started kind of getting in contact with her, we were able to plan and really get acquainted with each other. Although we still have not seen each other in person, well, at least I haven't seen the rest of the team in person, being an online student. We do communicate quite often through GroupMe. That is our means of communication, our primary means of communication. And then, of course, we do communicate through email as well. So setting up the meeting time to meet outside of class has been difficult for me personally. But I do know that the rest of my team, they're able to see each other while they are on campus as well. However, that doesn't hinder us from what we're supposed to do. So we were able to just kind of come up with some methods and come up with some ways and some different suggestions regarding on how we needed to complete this task. So getting into the executing part, once we get to that part, we have not gotten to that part yet because we're still pretty far into our planning phase. But our plans would be to execute, or our plans for executing our new redesigned website would be to test the navigation again amongst a focus group and be able to get their responses and their feedback on how it is and how does it work for them. And then once we are able to get positive feedback and once we're able to get the approval from Jessica, again, we will launch the redesign. You all have to excuse my voice. So we are planning to monitor this after the fact as well, after launching, and we're going to talk about, or we're going to monitor it as far as how many people are able to use it, how many accounts Jessica sets up, and if it's starting to slowly integrate into something that's becoming more of a useful tool when students come into the library. We have performed a financial analysis for this on here. However, we don't really think there would be any changes to the budget. Again, we have to get that information from the IT website development team just to make sure if there's anything that we need to monetarily, if there's something that's involved as far as that. But from our standpoint right now, there isn't anything that's involved monetarily. And then, of course, we present the recommendations. Again, nothing involved in that. Once we're able to control and once we're able to monitor this, then, of course, we will go on ahead and allow the project to, or the website to thrive on its own. So that's ultimately our biggest goal. Our after action review report, just some of the things that we were able to, again, we were able to manage the group and having the team members get together. Although it's kind of, again, it's not get together in person, but we have been able to talk to each other as a team. And the team, aside from myself, has met with the sponsor. We were able to log into the system, and we were able to get ideas and just have our kickoff meeting and establish our Gantt charts. And just work on a meeting time, or how we were able to get some kind of time together and discuss what our plan of action was. And again, I put on here that we did have our first attempt out for a drive-by, which was incomplete because she was unable, but we do plan on re-attempting that as well. And as you guys can see for the rest of it, that we haven't, it's upcoming, but it's incomplete yet because we just haven't gotten to it. We're not that far into it just yet. Last but not least, we're going to take a look at the methodology chart. So for our methodology chart, again, it goes back through what we have done so far and our method to continue. So we are going to, or we have already contacted our project sponsor and determined the scope. And then from there, we have researched other website departments just to get an idea of get some ideas, how we can proceed with our design, what she was looking for, and what would fit the need. We were still needing to gather some feedback from the users. However, we have the feedback from the team itself because we have gone through and we've had our own point of view, and then we were able to get feedback from her as well. So we developed the website designs, and right now we're in the process of finalizing a design to submit to her. Once we're able to submit the design to our sponsor, she makes the decision whether or not we're going to proceed. If she doesn't accept it, then we'll go back and we'll redevelop the website again. And if she does, we'll go on ahead and proceed with that design and develop it and get it tested. Once she's okay that, then we'll go on ahead and launch it, and then we'll continue to monitor and get more of a feedback from those that are able to use it. We already know that we're going to have to really get it out there, get the word out there regarding the redesign of the website, because we know, again, that students are not using it. So that's somewhere that I know that we could use some help in, is a way to get the word out that the website has been redeveloped. Again, we're just going to kind of continue to keep going with hopefully that the website will thrive on its own, and we'll keep monitoring it, and then we'll just get the information and feedback from the students as to whether or not it is something that they could find themselves using more and more without being prodded to do it. And then once that is complete, then we have completed our program. So this brings me to the end of the presentation. Thank you for listening. All right. Have a good one.